I actually do enjoy traveling, unlike you. Well, I mean,
I'm so boring. I'm so lame.
but the thing is, if you break it down, you actually look at the actual trip itself. For the amount of production that you wrote, where you could have cash instead, you could have paid for that and had money left over.
Yeah.
So the thing, and then on top of that, you dictate all the terms of how you want this trip to be, and where you want to go, and you can bring the people that you want.
Yeah. And hopefully all your agents are paying their taxes, so they have the cash to pay the taxes too.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks for joining this week on the Elite Sales Podcast. You're really, really happy to be joined this week by Prosperity's own Jack Heller, our account executive, one of our favorites. This is where are you joining us from, Jack?
Just flew in from Dallas, Texas, so I'm happy to be here.
Okay, well, we're happy to have you.
I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. So every time we have an opportunity to have these training events, and I met Jack at a sales conference or something.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to meet. He actually volunteered to come out and visit us one time when it came to a training he wanted to do, because he was really excited about the Family Freedom term, the term product that we have with Prosperity. So before we get to Jack, I have him on today because, number one, we're going to spend a little bit of time together, with the team, and also we're going to get a chance to grab some dinner and talk about the future of what we're going to be doing with Prosperity.
We have some great things coming on board, so I can't wait to get to them.
I'm excited. We also like every time that we have an opportunity to connect with our account executives or reps, or however you want to phrase it. I mean, look, it's important for you guys, if you guys want to further your business and further understand your business better. It's not just about what we can get out of the carriers. A lot of it has to do with what can we provide for the carriers to make this a more successful partnership. And this is one of the things I've learned along the way, because when I first started 4.5 years ago or whatever it was, here at Family First Life, I used to think like, oh, if I need anything, I'm going to go ask Jack. I'm going to go ask Jack you with Family First Financial, the guy that brought me into the business, or I would have to ask Andrew. And for really important stuff that Jack or Andrew couldn't handle, then I guess I would have to go to Sean. But as time went on, I start to realize, okay, well, if I'm serious about my business, if I'm going to continue to focus on, growing, invest into it, put time and effort, and, just try to learn my business as much as possible, I should start making some effort to reach out to the carrier account executives myself. Because the more that I can learn, the more I can pass on to other people, and the more I can learn, the better I can run my business. So there's a lot that goes into it. So for all of you guys that are serious about this, and don't reach out to Jack because, hey, I need to change my email on my portal.
I'll send you back to agent care for that one. But.
Right. So be considerate of their time, but go out and introduce yourselves. Go out and reach out to the carrier account executives or carrier reps. Just go talk to them. Try to understand it better, because I guarantee you, once you start understanding it better, what they're looking for, what they want out of agents for them to successfully run their business, you start to get a better understanding of business overall. And when you can do that, you get higher quality business, you become more profitable, you become ostensibly more successful. So you at least put yourself in a position to be more successful that way. So
wait, I think everyone has to remember it is a partnership, and you said that, but the partnership is, you need a company that's going to be in business when your customer has a claim that needs to be filed. The way we stay in business is by you writing quality business. So we want to be there to help you any way we can to make sure you're writing the right people, and therefore we have the ability to pay those claims, which when you're out there helping families, when, who was it at 68 families they helped last month. I mean, when you're in that situation, you want to know that the carrier is going to be there when it comes claim time. And the only way we can do that is by being partners and working together. So.
Absolutely. I think that's a very overlooked aspect of it, because I think Sean puts it the best way. When it comes to whether or not we should do something, it has to be good for the client, has to be good for the carrier, and has to be good for the company. And I think a lot of times we get too wrapped up, as agents, or as we're starting our business, we're just thinking, cool, how do I get paid the most? And how do I get paid quickly? How do I get the most commission? All these things. But the thing is, you have to understand, if you want your company to thrive, if you want your business relationships to thrive, you got to do your part. So I mean, I think too many people just focus on how do I get all these people approved so I can get paid on it. Where in reality, sometimes if you're putting through bad business and you're knowingly putting it through bad business, it hurts the carrier. And if it hurts the carrier, then it could affect us long term in terms of our partnership. It definitely could affect you as an individual, because you can get terminated for.
Yeah, unfortunately, it will affect you as an individual. We never want that to happen. So we do understand that things happen and customers do lie to agents.
Yeah.
Desperate customers will make statements that aren't truthful. So I'll always have your back when it comes to things like that. But again, it does have, if you're knowingly submitting bad business, and think about it, somebody's paid 3 months worth of premium and, they put in $250 and they have a $20,000 death claim. We can't make a profit if we can't do that. And if you can't make a profit, nobody can stay in business. You can't stay in business. We can't stay in business. So working together is so huge. So I appreciate when people want to reach out, and, I try to make myself available whenever I can. Yeah, if it's something like, changing your email, like Albert said, please reach out to Agent Care. They're phenomenal at what they do. But if you have a problem with a customer, you have a problem that you need, some help with, please reach out to me directly. So that's fine.
Yeah. And even though we have great customer service with Prosperity and, with all the different carriers that we work with, the thing is there's a lot of stuff where you should actually just, play around in the portal a little bit. The thing is you'll figure out most of the stuff if you actually pay attention. Doesn't mean that's going to be your first thing, because your first thing to do is still to go out and purchase some leads, go call some clients, go help some families, because you got to make your money first. But, there's a lot of off time. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm working all the time. Reality, you're choosing certain hours that you're allowing yourself to work. And, if you keep yourself occupied during those times, you tell yourself, you create this narrative that you're super busy. But in reality, think about how much time we waste throughout the day. Yeah. Like our iPhones track us, like how much screen time we have, right?
Just because you're sitting at your desk doesn't mean you're working, believe it or not.
Yeah, and just because you have your phone in front of you doesn't mean you're dialing. So, all these things you got to consider. So, when it comes to underwriting, what are some of the key tips? And I know you used to be in the field yourself, right?
I did 15 years. I was out selling, so which makes me a little unique in this industry.
Yeah. Which, by the way, when Jack talks about he has your back, he's always had our back. So I mean, this is something I really appreciate about Jack. He's just a true mensch. But
I love agents. What can I say?
Yeah, but you're in the field and you understand how underwriting works. So like, what are some of the things that agents can do on their end first before it even gets to the carrier?
Well, that's a great question. First thing I always say to agents is look at the RX guide. I mean, we update that RX guide every quarter. It's available on the portal. It's got a control F function, so you can just find medication, just type in the first couple letters. We'll get to it because I can't spell 99% of those medications out there on that list already. But look at that, and it will tell you right then how will it be graded, will it be level, will it be a decline. So that's usually the first place. And I always tell agents to ask customers not only the medications they're taking, but the medications that they decided to stop taking and the medications that their doctor prescribed that they never started taking, because all three of those will show up in their RX history. The other thing is just be familiar with the application. Understand, I always did it very simply. I asked every customer a very simple question. In the last 5 years, have you had a heart attack, cancer, stroke, or any other major illness? That one question gets people to tell you 99% of the things you're going to discover through the app process. And why put yourself and your customer through something that's going to be declined at the end of the day anyway? So make it, save yourself time and make life easy for you and your customer. But really look at that RX guide. It really answers most of these questions.
Yeah. So related to that, let's say a client has HIV, something where it's going to be a knockout.
Right.
So if an agent just decides to just either be careless about it or just doesn't even bother to ask, and they start the application, does it hurt them? Does it hurt the carrier?
Hurts carrier. We pay as soon as you start that application. It costs us $96.
Okay.
So every time you start one and then withdraw it because they answer yes to one of those knockout questions, we still pay that application fee. We don't obviously charge you guys, but at the end of the day, again, it's about being profitable. So if we're not wasting money, we might have more money to spend on bonuses or lead be able to provide some extra leads. So at the end of the day, we're all partners in this.
Yeah. So the $96 is that's an application fee, or is that
that's what it costs us to start an application through our third-party vendor and to run all the services. So if you stop it early enough, you might stop a couple of the services. But for instance, every time we go to the MIB, I think it's $9.80. You know, every time we run a prescription history, it's $6. You know, so all those things add up.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people don't know that. So I think a lot of times the mistakes that agents make early on, it's out of ignorance. You know, it's not like if they understood that it costs money, because everyone just looks at their bottom line. Everyone looks at like, hey, how does this affect me personally? But the thing is, you know, once you start running this business for a little bit longer, you start to realize, hey, it costs money for a carrier just to appoint me.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, that's another thing, we pay all those costs for the agents. But one of the things that agents lots of times tell me, well, I needed to run a quote, so I started the application. You don't need to do that. You know, we have a entire quoting tool that's outside of the application. You know, I carry it on my phone. It takes literally 30, it probably takes 15 seconds to do a quote on somebody. So you can always just find out if price wise you're going to be in the neighborhood.
Is that through a portal, or is that like a separate app for the phone?
We actually have it through both. So, but you can download it right onto your telephone through a QR code.
I just learned that. I know you guys had a quoting app. I just been going through the portal for everything.
Yep. We added it about 3 months ago. So,
I was going to say, I just pulled up like the web. I have like the website home, like home screen
the
app.
App Store or the.
No, let me check though.
I know it's exciting.
I don't believe him.
No, but I mean, yeah, you learn something new every day. I mean, I didn't know you guys had a coding app.
I think somebody at your office last time I was here asked for it. So,
Jack, it's always
when you guys ask, we deliver.
I know. I love it.
That easy. What's it called? Just Prosperity.
I have no idea. I just used the QR code.
Just type, yeah. So for everyone that needs the quoting tool, because you know we plan, and the reason why I have Jack on here is because they got a lot of exciting stuff going on. As we mentioned on yesterday's text or yesterday's group chat, they they have it's the standard, the level, the graded, or the level, graded, modified.
We call it modified.
Yeah, modified there. They also have very competitive rates when it comes to the term.
Yeah, our new term, the Family Freedom term, I'm not sure where we came up with those initials, but the Family Freedom term you're going to find is extremely competitive. Obviously, you guys in California, it's not available here yet, but it is been filed. So hopefully in the not too distant future, we'll have that. You know, on the new Vista product, the final expense product, always remember the level, the graded and the modified all pay the same commission, no matter which plan, no matter which age. And by the way, going back to the term product, we pay the same commission on the 10 and 15-year term, where most companies will reduce your commission there. And people ask me all the time, I said, Jack, how come you do that when nobody else does? I said, because I'm really not that smart and I can't remember the different commission rates. So I just keep them all the same, and it makes it a whole lot easier. Yeah. There's always a reason.
Yeah. So, and for those of you that haven't noticed yet, I mean, or maybe you haven't, you didn't quite understand it when you're going through your reports. If with most other carriers, if you get a graded policy, the comp's not the same.
Right.
So you're expecting a certain comp level, they get graded, which is still great because the client got covered. You know, but then the thing is goes through, and then when the commission comes in or the commission report comes in, you get your deposit and you're like, hey, this is not what I expected. That's the reason why. Prosperity, whether it's level, graded, or modified, the thing is still the same comp all the way across.
Yeah, never changes, and it doesn't change by age either. So whether they're 50 or 80, they get paid the same comp. You know, one thing I always like to stress two things I like to stress on the final expense product, if it's all right. One is for sure on the modified, which most companies call return of premium. Why we don't call it return of premium, I just like to remind people, is we annualize the premium day one. So even if they've only paid 2 months and it was $100 a month, so most companies are going to take the 2 months or $200, they're going to add 10% and send the beneficiary $220. We annualize it day one. So although they've paid us $200, we'll actually return them $1,320
for the entire year.
We'll do the full year, plus we still do the 10%. Wow. You know, so and then 231% second year.
Right.
So makes a big difference for the beneficiary.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, that's really cool. Another feature, obviously, we have the for those of you that are looking to build a team, or those of you are already in the process of building a team, when you hit vice president, which is 150 families helped in a month, call myself there.
Good job.
The thing is, you start qualifying for bonuses, and then you get it's based off of certain carriers that help out with the bonus for FFL. You get a bigger percentage that counts towards your total overall bonusable premium. So we're very happy to say that Prosperity is now 100% bonusable when it comes to vice president bonuses. So
yeah, I think we're one of 4 companies now.
One of 4 companies. We got yourselves with Prosperity, America, and AIG. All the other carriers, still great carriers, and great to have these options. They count 50% towards your total volume, for bonusable premium. For those of you that don't quite understand what that means yet, if you're serious about building a team, reach out to me. I'll gladly go over that together with you guys. But also in terms of talking about bonus, because Prosperity is so aware of what agents want, they also provided a 10% quarterly bonus as well.
Right.
So tell us how it works.
Yeah. So the agent bonus, if you do $25,000 in the quarter, which a lot of you guys do in a week, or some of you do in a weekend, and actually qualified business, so it has to be paid and stays on the books for 30 days, we'll give you a 10% bonus unlimited. So if you do 25,000, you get 2,500. You do 250,000, you get $25,000. So it's great money. And I always like to say, I've been spoiled in the insurance world. I've been around the world on different carrier trips and all. What I always hated about carrier trips was I got back, and at the end of the year, I had to pay taxes on on that trip I went on. And I had to spend some of my own money along the way. This way, if I'm, getting paid a 10% bonus and I get $25,000, I can pretty much go anywhere I want. So, and I don't have to work on somebody else's schedule. I work on my own schedule. So, and Johnny's in the hospital with his wife giving birth today. What if there was a company trip today? He'd be missing it. If we send him cash, he can buy more baby toys.
That's right. That's right. Which, by the way, shout out to John. They're in the process of giving birth to their second baby. So if you guys want to send them some warm wishes.
Yeah, I've never understood. Obviously, there's always a vested interest for big companies to send you on trips, but most people, if you took a poll, they just want the money. They got debt, they got X, Y, and Z, they got bills, like they just want the money.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to know the real reason?
I would love to.
Because a lot of the executives at these companies like to go on these trips because they don't have to pay the taxes on it. So they get an excuse to go to Hawaii or Europe or anywhere else. So
interesting. I didn't know that. And their bills are paid.
And their bills are all paid. So it's nice to get away,
Good for them.
And you were willing to forego all this for the sake of the agents.
I am willing to do it for the sake of the agents and the fact that I've been on too many of those trips, and they're a lot of work. They really are for the carrier. We used to have fun. I mean, I remember one we did with my old company. We would always have the designated bailout person. We were in Mexico. So we had a lot of cash in a safe, and one of us had to stay sober every night so that we could go to the bank or go to the jail and bail out all the agents who got arrested.
No way. That's funny.
So little things like that happen on all these carrier trips that you have to be prepared for.
So you're saying once you get bored and want to take these trips, this is going to go away?
Yeah, I think you'll see some of the other companies realize that it makes more sense. Plus the fact, and again, there's some great trips and some great companies that do them. But what I love about our bonus is everybody who qualifies gets paid. On a lot of those trips, there's a limited amount of space. Now, some of them find more space, but there's a limited amount of space. So if all of a sudden you qualified, but you weren't high enough on the qualifying list, you get left at home. So how disappointing is that after you've worked really hard to qualify? With Prosperity, you're getting the check no matter what.
Well, I mean, one other thing, it seems like a very dumb thing to think about, but as we've learned from recent experience and other past experiences as well, when you have a lot of agents going to a new place together and alcohol is in the mix, they don't get the most out of it anyway. Right? Either you got to bail them out of jail, or they don't show up to events or whatever it may be. So, I mean, the thing is also, I mean, I get it, like at my old company, like they used to make such a big deal about, you get to go to Cabo, you get to go to Atlantis, you get to go to Vegas, you get to go wherever. Like these trips, they seemed really cool because you just haven't been on those trips together, with other people before. And then it just seems like a big deal just to be able to go. So the cash, you're just thinking, I'm going to make money here anyway. But to get extra money. It's not extra money. It still doesn't hurt to have that. But when it comes to the trip itself, if you really think about it, Sean always kind of brings it up. He's like, there's all these carrier trips like that. These are incentive trips. If you hit a certain level of production, you get to go. They pay for you to go to these trips. But what if you don't even like the people that are there? You're stuck, right?
You're stuck.
What if you don't want to go? Like, and that's not a good, like, money's a good goal for anybody.
Right.
That's why they're in this in the first place, right? Well, what if you don't, like, for me, I'm not I like trips, but I'm not like a huge trip guy, right? And it's funny, like, yeah, it's just, it doesn't make sense.
Or
I
something
remember
in your
our
life
practice
changes, like we just mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
John having a baby today. If the trip was scheduled, he'd have to miss the trip, even though he had qualified for it. So, cash is good 365 days a year.
Cash is king. But I mean, but another thing too, I mean, like I actually do enjoy traveling, unlike Yoel. I mean,
I'm so boring. I'm so lame.
But the thing is, if you break it down, you actually look at the actual trip itself. For the amount of production that you wrote, where you could have cash instead, you could have paid for that and had money left over.
Yeah.
So the thing, and then on top of that, you dictate all the terms of how you want this trip to be, and where you want to go, and you can bring the people that you want.
Yeah. And hopefully all your agents are paying their taxes, so they have the cash to pay the taxes too.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So those are just some of the many benefits of using a great partner like Prosperity. We do have other great carriers. Obviously, America has been with us from the start. They also offer the 10% bonus, which did they raise their 8% you first bonus because of you guys?
They did raise their 8 to 10 because of Prosperity, but in a fair shout out to my buddies over at America, I stole their idea on the cash bonus. So I stole the idea from them. I did it quarterly. They do it semi-annually. I really like the quarterly because I know a lot of agents, maybe not so much at FFL, but in some other IMOs, focus in the Q4 around the Med Sup and Med Advantage a lot more. And I hated for them to lose out on a half a year, a whole year incentive because they were working on that bonus. So by doing it quarterly, it lets you either focus on something else or maybe you decided to take 2 months off and go to Europe on your own. So you don't have to lose out on a whole year of bonuses. You still can qualify 3 out of the 4 times. So
wow. That's really thoughtful of a carrier, because typically some carriers that we actually have that feeling, like we call them and say, hey, this is the issue coming up, blah blah blah, and then there's like, sorry, because they're just big and they got a lot of money. They don't really need to change anything. Whereas, I mean, Jack personally has always been very responsive. If I send him a text or an email about something, he'll be like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And I'm like this is amazing service.
And we try, and I appreciate that. And we try. I think that's one of the things why Sean really likes dealing with Prosperity is because we're small and nimble enough that we can actually change. You deal with some of those big companies. Sounds sort of like that. My favorite chicken sandwich place, that Moo Put. I mean, no, just kidding. Companies like that are so large, they really can't make decisions to change to help out somebody. They have their corporate rules and everything else. We're small enough that we can actually make those changes. We're still a $15+ billion company, so we're not exactly small, but we have the ability to keep the agents happy. And again, that's one of the things I love to give a shout out to my agent care team. I think they're the best in the industry. I mean, if you guys have a question on anything, either call them or email them. If they can't get you an answer, they'll put you in touch with the right person. But 90% of the questions they get, they can give an immediate answer to. So, and again, they know who their customer is. Their customer is not the insured. Their customer is the agent.
Yeah, I've learned. I feel like I've learned the most from dealing with you. I mean, obviously we've had an opportunity to spend a little bit more time together. So, get a chance to, and, this is something I strongly encourage for all of you guys, aside from just the business side of it. I mean, like try to get to know people that you associate with, or people that you want to continue to further your business endeavors with, because Jack and I, we've might have shared a couple of drinks together,
maybe 1 or 2.
But then, during that time, it allows everyone to kind of just like, be themselves a little bit more, kind of bring down those walls and, share a meal together. During those times, like, you speak a little bit more freely, you get to ask some of the questions you might feel like, I don't know if this is something that's like within our normal, protocol of how we deal with certain carrier reps. Cause man, we had some great ones. I mean, Leah with Aetna and Bobby and Madison with Americo, Dylan's awesome with Mutual.
Great
Those
people.
are the guys that I talk to all the time.
Yeah, great people.
But the thing is, for them, I'm still trying to be, professional and, just making sure that, we maintain, I have to be conscious of the fact that they have a job to do and they got a lot of other stuff that they need to take care of. So I can't be taking up all their time. But when you have opportunities like this, you got to take advantage of them.
Is he saying that I have nothing better to do?
I know.
I mean, it's
we
trying to sound like
say we can waste his time.
Yeah.
No. When Jack comes out and deliberately wants to spend more time with us, like I'm taking advantage of it.
I was going to say, I was in Puerto Rico with FFL yesterday. I'm here today. I'm going to be in Connecticut on Sunday. So it's not like I have a lot of spare time, but for you guys now,
Jack's a man about town.
Oh, always willing to spend time. And that goes for, especially for some of the newer vice presidents under Albert. If you're having an event or something, or you want to get together, reach out through Albert or call me directly, and we're happy to come out. And myself or Jamie or Candace, you're going to start seeing them more and more out in the field over the next, rest of this year and next year. So we're really trying to make our presence felt. I'm a face-to-face person. I've been in this business for a long time. Zoom meetings are awful. No, I just enjoy being able to go out and, work hard during the meeting, but then also go out and have a nice dinner and maybe a cocktail or two tonight. I'm looking forward to it. And somewhere in LA we're going.
That's right. So so speaking of which, we actually do have a sales conference coming up in a few weeks, about 3 or 4 weeks.
September 2nd, I think.
A little over 3 weeks. So here in Los Angeles. So you'll be invited out. I mean, I'm not sure of your schedule. I mean, if you guys send one of your other reps, we'd be happy to have anybody represent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have somebody out here.
We'll give you the details. But what else do you guys have going on in Prosperity that these guys should know about?
Yeah, we're excited about, always looking at coming out with some new products. So we are looking at, some more permanent whole life products coming down the path over the next 6 months to 24 months. The next big thing that we're moving forward with will be a returner premium on our new term product. And by the way, you guys, and again, I always feel bad sitting here in this office because it's not available in California yet. And I know you guys would be killing it out of this office as well. But we came out with that product in the middle of March is when we really released it across most of the country. We had put a sales plan together, and I was hoping by January of 2023, we would eclipse $1 million in sales for the month. We actually eclipsed $1 million last month. So in 3.5 months, we're already doing over $1 million a month on that product. And that's without the returner premium. I think if we add the returner premium, it will see a huge increase. The other thing is use the technology that we have. We were talking earlier about, to me, the worst thing you can do is get on a 3-way call on the call center, when you have to verify through the 3-way. So use the technology, use the remote e-app and the remote voice apps where you can do it all, have the customer sign, over their computer. And we're working on getting some new technology to make that even easier. So all in all, just going to keep on moving forward. The relationship we started, it's only been a year that we've been with FFL. It feels like it's been, forever, because it's just, I've gotten to meet so many great people, certainly, Albert's one of the top ones, but just people across the entire country. We really appreciate what y'all do and can't thank you enough. Looking forward to seeing you anywhere in the country you need us.
Absolutely. Well, as far as that final expense product, I don't know how much you can talk about it. What's the difference between that and New Vista product we have now?
The new final expense product.
The one you were talking, you guys were working about?
Oh, no, that wasn't a final. That was more of, it's a whole life product. It's not going to be a final expense. It's going to be
simplified issue as well.
Simplified issue. Everything we're going to be a simplified issue company. So pretty much everything we want to do, but I really want to come out with a more of a single premium and, type products where you can go out and see people and just make your life easier. I don't think it'll be a huge part of our business, but I also don't want you walking away from it if it's out there. So,
sure.
So a lot of things will be coming across, and I'm going to probably rely on you, Albert, and some other people. I want to make sure we develop products that work for you guys, that don't interfere with your business, but give you guys an accretive. So lots of times companies, they think they're too smart and they come out with a plan that nobody ever sells,
Right.
because it really doesn't work for the agents. So we always want to make sure that we involve the IMOs when we're coming out with the plans. That's what we did with the family freedom term. So
What's the difference between whole life and final expense? Maybe I'm.
no, they're both whole life.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. And that's
So
one of the other
confused.
things that I think that I would encourage agents to make sure that they do is you can run cash values. So when you're talking to somebody, and let's say they're 70 years old and they want a $30,000 policy, and they start saying, well, if I live another 20 years, I'll have paid more money in than I'm going to get back. Well, no, you haven't, because the cash value is continuing to increase. And I did one for an agent the other day, and after 20 years, the policy was really worth $65,000 because they had 30,000 in cash value built up on it. So, those things, it does add up after a number of years. So make sure you don't forget the cash value part of it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, yeah, it's going back to your question. I mean, when it comes to whole life or final expense, because we kind of use them interchangeably sometimes. So the whole life is the actual product itself.
Yeah.
So it's a permanent coverage, has cash value component to it. Final expense is just kind of the concept in which we sell. It's the final expense, because when they die, you have a final expense they got to take care of. So
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
I thought there was like a practical difference, because I thought,
Nope,
I knew final expense was kind of like the marketing term for whole life, but
yeah, final expense is more, it's known as, a lower dollar coverage. It's looking for somebody to help them with their final expenses.
yeah.
But it does build cash value. So it's a whole life policy. It builds that money. It's tax-free for the beneficiary as well. So, it's a great option for people, as opposed to the term product, which still works in a lot of cases, but it does expire. So.
Yeah. Cool.
great.
We have a question actually. That's actually scroll up. I think it went past it. But the QR code, do you have that QR code, by the way? I couldn't find it.
We'll share
on
it to
that
the
yet.
group later.
Yeah, I'll get
Okay.
it to you, and,
Okay,
and
cool.
you guys
Not right
can-
now, but
Yeah,
just in
we'll put
general.
it on the group chat later.
Talking to the mic.
Terrence said, we know you advance on Direct Express, but do it out advance on debit cards that receive Social Security.
I think you might pay out.
Yeah, so we advance on debit cards as well as Direct Express. Now, the one thing to keep in mind, and by the way, there's not a lot of us that do advance on Direct Express.
Right.
Keep in mind, though, it still has to settle. So even though you might be being paid on issued and that policy issues, when it's on plastic, because we can't verify the account until the day we take the money out, we have to receive that first payment before you're actually going to get your advance on it, which also protects you, because
Yeah.
the account's solid. And at that point now, the federal government's depositing every month. So we like this.
Right. Yeah, it's good to
That's
know. I
fair.
didn't even know about that you guys paid on settle, which is actually a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Was there another question, or was that it?
I think that was it. Or
John said, suggestion on children whole life policies higher than 50K.
You got a suggestion?
Yep. Yeah. I'd love to come out with a child rider. We don't have one now on the final expense. the
How
new
about
business plan.
a child's whole life?
Yeah, that's
Oh, a
That's
child whole life.
When you come up with the whole life products, keep in mind you get some lower ages, because you guys are 50 to 80 right now, right?
Yeah. And you get grandparents all the time wanting to buy policies on kids. It's
Yeah.
a great suggestion. See if we can put that in the development file.
So Jack said he definitely will make that.
I think Jack said almost something similar to that.
just paraphrasing.
Yeah. So
I think that
Casey,
was,
Casey, are you on?
Yeah, I'm
We're,
here.
we're actually going to talk a little bit about our marketing, which we're going to get
Sure.
back to you in a second, because
Okay.
we want to see how we can help you guys. But Casey, last week we had an opportunity to do a call together with Team Elevate and Isaiah Tadamy's team, which was a lot of fun. We ended up having so much material, and we got disconnected because of our connection.
Yeah.
But we were going to talk with Yoel about social media marketing and how we can better market our business, so everyone can, obviously know what you're doing. Usually helps you make more money, helps you build a business, whatever you're intending to do with it. So you've been very consistent about posting on a regular basis, and you do it daily. You have different things. You can tell you put time into it. Like, how's that helped your business so far?
It's helped it out tremendously. I mean, people actually know who I am. I'm getting my name out there, my business out there. A lot of people that even knew me didn't even know I was selling insurance. And I've been doing it for 8 years now. And again, you kind of lose track with people you grew up with, or you went to high school with, or stuff like that. So again, you always want to be constantly, branding your business and putting your stuff out there. It's like commercials. All social media is just commercials you see on TV. Any type of insurance companies, any type of car dealerships, anything like that. That's all you're doing. Is it easy? Kinda. You don't have to put a lot of work into it. But again, it is, tedious stuff that, you learn as you go. I still have no clue what I'm doing. I just do it. I get a lot of tips from Yoel of, what to do, how to, make this better or do this. But basically, I just do it and I look at it. I'm not here for it to, the content for me to like. Do I like every video I post? Do I like everything I say? No. I hate hearing it. I rarely even listen to it because I hate hearing my voice. So like for me, I just, I do videos, I just put it out there. I, make it look halfway decent and just put it out there. And see what kind of sticks. It's kind of just like, anything else. You kind of throw it against the wall, see if it sticks. If you get a lot of likes, you get comments, that works. Keep doing some type of that. If it doesn't, try to switch it up a little bit and kind of go from there. So again, you just got to test the waters out and kind of doing it. And I'm super shy. I don't know if people know this. When I'm in person and I know you, I'm not super shy, but like, when it comes to videos, I hated it. When talking right now, I hate talking like on a Zoom right now. I do it just because like I don't care anymore. And that's one of the things you have to really take out. You have to take out emotions. When it comes to business in general, you have to take out emotions. You have to make a business decision saying, hey, I want people to know more about me. How do I do it? Put yourself out there. Doesn't matter what you look like. I think we had a conversation the other day and Yoel was talking about, do videos, do like 4 or 5 videos like all together. I'm like, I'm wearing the same shirt. Like, people are going to be like, hey, this guy's wearing the same shirt in all the videos. I'm like, Yoel said, who cares? Like, as long as you have like a different scenery or something different about it, just put it out there, go do it. And, it's helped me with recruiting. It's kind of slowed down a little bit as far as for recruiting, because I think I've done so much that I need to change up my target audience to kind of get somewhere else. But I've gotten clients, I've gotten sales, I've gotten recruits, I've gotten, partnerships or just networking with people. And again, even though you might not be making money off of it, you're growing your business by just putting yourself out there, putting your name out there, putting your face to a name in the business industry. So it's been super helpful, in every aspect. And like, again, going back to, I have no clue what I'm doing. If you look back at my social media, I didn't start posting videos to maybe like 6 months ago. And I've just been being consistent. And another big thing about it is it holds you accountable. Right. Because again, some days I'll wake up late. I'll snooze my alarm. I'll wake up and it's like 8 o'clock and I'm like, I forgot to post my video already. People are probably wondering, where's my video at and stuff like that. So again, I start getting on there and, it just holds me accountable to make sure I'm up and get stuff done and get the day started. Cause that's the first thing I do in the morning. I drink my pre-workout. I go to the gym. I get on the bike or I get on the treadmill and I do all my social media stuff while I'm at the gym. So again, it just gives me something to focus off of cardio. And while I'm doing it, I'm getting all that done and just getting it out the way. So it's been super helpful and it's not a lot of like time and effort put into it. It just makes sense when you're, in nowadays, social media is where it's at. You want to grow your business, you got to get your name out there. And that's just the way to do it.
Right. No, I think the accountability is a huge thing that often gets overlooked because you're right. I'm glad you're conscious about the fact that people are going to be wondering like, hey, I didn't post it yet. I snoozed today or I didn't get a chance to post it. Cause sometimes like, I don't see it. I'm like, did Casey die? But like, that's the type of consistency that you developed over time. And the thing is, everyone needs to understand when it comes to social media, like you're just dripping on people. It doesn't necessarily compel them to move based off of this one video that you posted or this one post that you put out there. It's got to be something over time. And when they're ready to move, they're going to think about you if they need that product or service. So, just wanted to give you a shout out on that because, I remember 6 months ago before you started doing all this, we were trying to get a group together to try to work with them to help them market their business a little bit better. And then you told us, you're like, hey, this is actually the little bit of push that I need to do because I know I need to do it. I just never wanted to do it. And here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate the shout out and I appreciate the push. I mean, now it's just consistent. Like, again, I used to care, like I had to like shape up my beard and make sure I have the right hat on and all of that kind of stuff. Now I just don't even care. Like, I'll just do shirts, do scenery. Sometimes the same. I'll look back at it, it's the same shirt, same hat, same scenery. Like, it doesn't matter. Just get yourself out there. Just be consistent with it. Hold yourself accountable to whatever it is. I mean, I started out maybe just doing posts. And then I started doing a little bit of videos and I did one a day and then I did one a week or that kind of stuff. And then I kind of created a pattern of what I wanted to do. You want to be posting, at least something every day. I do a lot of stories and I do videos 5 days a week. I do Sunday through Thursday, and then I do a post on Friday. Saturday, I do a lot of recruiting stuff because I've seen that's where a lot of volume, where people are not at work and have time to do that. So I do a lot of recruiting stuff on Saturday mornings. And then Sunday, I have Sunday Fun Day. Then I have all the stuff that goes on. So I have something I'm kind of touching base on every single day to keep me involved and also to kind of keep everybody engaged, just on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and I think like, first of all, everything you said, beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. Like, I had all these notes of what I was going to say. It's funny. You literally said everything I was going to say about like how to take it, because you're perfect. You went from literally being like, I know nothing about this, to posting like good content every day. Every day I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, it doesn't take, like, I think a lot of people, they get, paralysis from analysis, right? They're like, what do I post? What's the trend? Do I do a skit? Well, I need this person. I need to change my shirt. I need to do all these things. When in reality, it's like working out. First, let's go to the gym, right? Then let's figure out what the perfect workouts are to do. Then let's focus on X, Y, and Z, right? You're going to learn along the way anyway. So the best thing you did was you just took action, and you took action consistently. That's what's really the best part about this.
Plus, I love your themes. I mean, the thing is, thematically, you have something different for every day. And then, like, I love the family Fridays, or whatever that the wording is. I like your Sunday Fun Days because it allows people to see you as a person rather than just, hey, I'm talking about business all the time. Because if you do that, also sometimes people tune you out.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a nice balance.
And what's that shirt do you wear, Casey? I like that. If you're wearing the same shirt every day, a prosperity logoed shirt would look really good.
You have to send me one. I can do that.
He's an XL.
I think I got one in my suitcase.
All right. He'll leave it here for you.
You're sponsored now. All these opportunities coming to you.
You're a prosperity influencer.
Let's do it.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you.
Terrence, are you on here?
Yeah, what's going on, Albert? How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, my man. Baby there with you?
Oh yeah, the girl, my wife just grabbed her. She started crying. So
we wanted to see the baby.
yeah, I grab her in a minute. At the
it's
end.
all good.
She feed her, yeah.
How's fatherhood treating you?
Dude, I don't even know why it took so long to have it, man. It's the best thing I've happened to me, man. I love it. So
Love it.
amazing, man. I don't know why people afraid of it. It's not as bad as you think, bro. It's dope. It's dope. Trust me. It's dope.
Keep that in mind on the bad days.
Right. I was the guy for sure, man. I was the guy. But then when it happened, I was like, wow, all these years I missed out. So it's all good.
Yeah,
cool.
Well, I'm super happy for you, and as in some of our recent conversations, you're talking about every time we talk, you say I got to do this for my business, I got to do this for my business, and you're like, I got no choice. I got my daughter now, got to take care of my family, which is super admirable. I love it. But one of the things I wanted to bring up too was your social media posting. I mean, it's yielded you some results recently, and tell us a little bit about what you've decided to do and like how it's been helping your business.
Yeah, thank you again, Albert, man, for having me on, brother. I appreciate you, man. You know you're my brother. But what I've been noticing is I was dripping before when I was in California, but a lot of people was paying attention, but they seeing is believing. Then when I started dripping more in social media here in Atlanta, they start, okay, where you are, let's go to the office. Now I've been going to work spots, using the office there. But the main thing is I stopped thinking so much. I just started posting what it was. I got like maybe 30 videos in my phone that I just post and post and post, but I might not post it yet, but I might got them in my phone so I can consistently do it. That's the main thing. It was paralysis by analysis, like you guys were just saying. A lot of people think too much where you don't want to post, you want to be perfect. But honestly, like the same thing Casey was saying, I don't like how I sound either. Like I sound good through my head, but when I hear it again, I'm like, dude, what? But whatever, it's all good. I don't care. I'm just trying to build a business, grow. That's the easiest way. You can't out recruit social media because it reaches so many people. There's no way you can out recruit that. So you got to use it as a tool. So I really started just being consistent on stuff that people want to see. I even started dancing too. I never danced.
You got some moves. You got some moves.
Yeah.
I dance with my girl to make her laugh for the baby, but dude, nobody never seen me dance. But I was like, let me just try something different. Anything that's trending, I turn it around and make it insurance. Try to get somebody.
Let's see some moves right now.
Oh no!
He'll send you a shirt too if you dance.
Yeah, I got the Family First Love shirt. So yeah, send me a shirt, man. I love prosperity. Prosperity dope. So
Appreciate you.
Thank you. But yeah, Albert, that's pretty much how I do it, man. I just whatever you think of, like if you think of it, just do it. And then if you post it and just see where it goes. Because I didn't think that video got the most hits out of every video.
The
which is
dancing
crazy. One? Yeah, the dancing one got the most views. I got like 5,000 views like in the morning. I was like, what the world? Instagram Reels is great. And I heard it's a jewel for a lot of people. YouTube Shorts is the next one.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Dude, that's
YouTube Shorts is really good. And you can post the same video too.
Right. When they Google search something, your YouTube search come up on the one of the highest viewed platform on internet, and it'll have that place forever. So if you start doing YouTube Shorts now, you'll be at the beginning of the Google search. That's what Gary Vee said. He dropped it on Instagram one day. So I'm gonna start doing YouTube Shorts too. So that's gonna be great.
Well, since you bring up Gary Vee, I mean, is this part of your inspiration or giving you like ideas or like the courage to do this by watching other influencers and watching other people on social media?
Yeah, when we went to Brad Lee thing, dude, that changed my business. I always look up to Brad Lee. It's a couple of people that I let in, and Brad Lee one of them. Run that heart rate 30 minutes and then post a video every day. And Gary Vee is like more of an innovator. He talked about TikTok first before it dropped, and now he released YouTube Shorts. I just try to follow people that's good at it, do what they do. That's all. I'm the best copy. I got a degree from copying off papers. That's what I do. That's all I do, copy off everybody's paper. But here it's legal, so it's all good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with copying off people's papers, man.
Yeah, that's the thing about social media too, because I remember we did like a little short business development meeting thing, or just like the main reasons why you want to work at FFL, and then someone was like, "Oh, I was going to do that, but you already did it." And I'm like, I don't own any of this stuff. Like, the thing is, the reasons why I want to work at FFL is the same reason why a lot of people want to work at FFL. I mean, so all these things, like you just got to share it. And like the thing that makes us all different is us.
Yeah.
Right. Your delivery, like your personality, like your history, everything else. Like people are like, okay, well, this person, like it shows interest in this thing. I wonder why. Whether they like you or they dislike you, whether they love you or they hate you.
And you know what copying's called on social media? Trends. They renamed it to trends. So you're not, it's a trend. Yeah, you made it cool. Now people copy it, but it's not really called copying. Right. You're just following a trend. There you go. You can sleep sleep well at night now.
Right. And just one thing for anybody that's looking, just do your own story. Be yourself. Tell your own story. If you got kids, I post my daughter on there all the time, and people love it. You be yourself. Like it's nine. I don't know how many people in the earth, but it's a lot.
Oh, he died. Casey, you want to fill in for him? No. Casey's screen just popped up.
Well, since Terrence brought up he watches Brad Lee and Gary Vee, which are two great guys to follow because they're just so consistent about their posts.
Yeah.
And then their whole thing is like, I don't know, generally overarching. They're just like, it doesn't matter what people think, just do it because you need to do it for your business.
Yeah. And a lot of people are still like the majority of people on this call, 99% of the people haven't even gotten to the first stage of consistently posting, right? No. So talking about anything else, about trends, about, you know, what to put, like anything else is almost irrelevant because they haven't even gone to the gym. Once you get to the gym, you can talk about what workouts to do, you know? So that's why they've been really popular, right?
Yep.
Because they just say, hey, just post, you know, this amount of day, just post, you know, get in front of people because they know the majority of the people, they genuinely want to hear that subconsciously, and they know they need to hear it. And that's why it's trending, because people are like, man, he's right. Like, I just need to post. I just need to start.
Right.
And it's connecting with people.
And once you get eliminate those excuses out of your own head, then that's when you can actually do it. Or something's got to like stir you to do it. And
100%.
so, you know, this is us telling you, you should be doing it.
Yeah.
And if you care about your business, I mean, like one thing that Brad Lee did bring up, since Terrence brought him up at the training on in Las Vegas, he said, if you knew twice the amount of people that you know now, you'd have doubles of whatever you currently have. Right. So just think about that. And, you know, how quickly can we all accumulate more friends or more people that we know, more people that even if we're just like, you know, loose associates, you know, the thing is these kind of acquaintances, they follow you, you follow them. I mean, people will know you, or at least to some extent. And, you know, the more eyes that you have on you, the more attention that you have, whatever your business is, you know, the thing is, it may not translate right away, but it could lead to something.
Yeah, all those things take time. I mean, that the consistency is the important part of any of those postings. I mean, you have to be out there. People will start to look for you. They'll start to know you. Day one, nobody's going to know you. You're not going to get, you know, you're not going to get any sales or leads day one. So It's the consistency is huge thing. It sounds like your guys are awesome at that.
Right. Plus, I mean, I just think about put it in terms of prosperity. I remember when prosperity first came out, when I came aboard with FFL, when we added them to the portfolio, I was like, well, it seems like a pretty cool company. They take credit cards, take debit cards, and, you know, Direct Express. But the thing is, it wasn't until I didn't meet Jack till later, but there was no face to the name. You know, there was like no face to that company. So I'm like, okay, well, I met Bobby plenty of times. You know, I'm still gonna keep rocking with America. You know, then you meet a few other reps, and then so the thing is, they have to identify your business with a person. And when that happens, I mean, the thing is, they'll think in the future, like if they need insurance or, you know, they're looking for an opportunity, they may think, oh, I do want to change, but I don't know where. But oh, Yoel, you know, I've seen him talk about this, or Casey's talked about this. Like, why don't I reach out to him? Yeah. You know, but if there's no post and there's no you marketing your business, who do they know how to reach out to? They don't even know what you do.
Well, and that's where Casey and everybody said keep it real, because if it's not real, when they do reach out to you, they're talking to somebody totally different. They're not going to do business with you. They're not going to trust you. So keep it real.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we've done a decent job of doing that, because number one, you're just recording me and you guys put stuff out, and, you know, and just like Casey and Terrence were saying, you know, yeah, I still think it's weird to hear myself and see myself. Like, I don't like it.
By the way, you have to be next level confident to be comfortable hearing your own voice over and over. Like, you are a special type of human. Like, I cringe so bad hearing myself. Yeah. But guess what? It's not about me. It's not about that video. It's not about it. I do it for, you know, other reasons, for my business, for this, for that. You know, it's not for me. You know, it's for my business. It's for motivation. It's for X, Y, and Z.
Yep. In case you don't feel bad about not liking to be public speaking, they claim that 25% of the population would rather die than speak publicly. Seems a little strange to me, but, you know, it's a bad, you know, public speaking, you can finish and still go out and enjoy a nice cold one afterwards. You can if you die. So
people fear like public speaking more than cancer or something like that.
Yeah,
like I heard something like that.
I can totally see that though. I can totally see why people feel that way. But, you know, that's just, you guys got to get over that your self-consciousness and just get over it. You'll realize it's not as bad as you thought it was.
Yeah.
And the thing is, just like we hate the way that we sound when you actually have to watch yourself, you know, and hear yourself later. But the thing is, it doesn't really get any easier. You just care less, and you get stronger. I mean, that's all.
A good way. That's a good way to put it, actually. Yeah.
It doesn't get any. It's the same exact thing. I still hate the way I sound, you know. But the thing is, like, the more and more I see it, I'm like, well, I'm doing it because I need to.
Yeah. And,
you know, so you start to accept it, and, you know, you just start doing it, and it gets to the point where, like, now I'm just having fun with it. Like I really thoroughly enjoy what I do. And I think this is a huge opportunity for me, and I shouldn't waste it.
Yeah.
Right? So I actually saw a quote earlier. I saw this yesterday. It was by Bedros Kouilian. He's a fitness guy, but he said the man who does the work, regardless of how he feels, will always live a more superior life over the man who does the work only when he feels like it. Right. So I mean, I which is 100% true. I mean, the thing is, there's going to be days when you don't feel like doing certain things, or there's going to be times when you prefer not to do something because you don't like it. But the thing is, you have to understand what your bigger vision is and what you're trying to achieve with all of this. So if you can focus on just doing those things, I mean, you're setting yourself up. These are all little steps that we're taking day by day, with every post that you put out there, with every family that you help, every call that you make, every aspect of every business. There's always things that you're not going to like, but you just have to figure out, if this is important to me, I got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Right.
Yeah.
The next 5 people who let you know they sold a policy off one of their posts,
Okay.
I'm going to send them a shirt.
Hey,
Next 5 people. So
that's
what?
fine. So text me.
Prosperity sale.
Yeah, would text me when you guys make a prosperity sale, especially if it's especially off your post. Jack is going to hook you guys up with some prosperity swag.
Can it be the same people?
Yeah, we have enough of those agents. Thanks. No, it has to be
no,
different.
Five different people.
I mean the same agents, because
No.
there's like maybe a handful of people that post consistently.
Well, maybe we'll get a couple more people to start posting then.
Maybe I like that.
Ooh, one this morning. It's before the official start. It's a win. I give it to him.
All right. He's been posting. We'll give him a break. And
Send me his address. We'll send him and his shirt size.
perfect.
Maybe even a hat too. You never know.
Oh, hey, he's gonna dance with it. All right. So I just got like 3 questions to ask you. You've been an agent before, but I mean, this is kind of just general advice to agents out there watching. But what advice would you give to an agent who's struggling?
When you're struggling, what I found is agents either simply don't have the work ethic, which is the number one thing. Most agents, when they're struggling, if they were to go back and actually write down the hours they work for the week, they would find out they work 10 or 15 hours, if that. The other thing is, you have the greatest mentors in the insurance business right here in this office. Call them, listen to them, and try what they say. I know it might sound weird, but try things. I mean, that's, you're never going to get better if you keep doing the same thing that doesn't work. So try something new.
Great advice. What's your daily routine?
My daily routine was very similar to what you guys actually do. The only difference is I would do all of our call and appointment settings Monday and Tuesday. So I would get up every Monday, and my goal was to have 20 appointments a week. And when I got to 20, my goal was to try to knock it out by Tuesday afternoon. And then I'd go out and play golf on Tuesday afternoon and have some fun, because I've accomplished my goal, because this is a business of goals, but I also I never blanked an entire week. I didn't care how many doors I had to knock on Friday afternoon or Saturday afternoon or even Saturday night. I was never did I go an entire week without a sale, because I had bills to pay.
Right. And then finally, aside from money, what do you do this for?
I'm blessed at this point in my life. I don't do it for the money. I mean, yes, the money's nice, and everybody likes to get a paycheck. I love doing what I do now to help agents. What I love doing as an agent was knowing I was helping families every single day. And what we do, you don't realize, if you've never had a death claim paid, you don't realize the importance of what we do. Every single time that somebody has a death claim, and you get that ability to do it, the satisfaction you feel from that, knowing that you helped the person. And I'll tell you a quick story if we have time. I don't know what our time's running out. I actually had the worst scenario happen to me when I was new in this business. I let somebody convince me they needed to think about it. And I think I told the story when I was here last time, actually. I let somebody convince me that they needed to think about whether or not they wanted to buy the life insurance policy. And the next day, the husband got killed in a motorcycle accident. And when I heard about that, and the wife was like, well, thankfully we did that application yesterday. I'm like, no, unfortunately, I left without getting a check from you. And back then we used to do everything face to face, and you'd pick up a check. So that policy would have been bound right at that moment, and they would have had that. And you know what? After that, I never let anyone think about it without completing the application. But I do what I do now because I love helping agents. And to me, you guys, people don't realize this is, I always wondered, is it the hardest, easiest job or the easiest, hardest job that there is? But, watching the success, watching the people who've become successful, and knowing what they do, and then seeing people, what they do with their success is really exciting. I mean, you guys as a company are phenomenal with the charitable things and giving things that you do. And none of that happens if you didn't have the success where you can do it. So that's what I love about it.
Right. Cool. Well, that's some awesome stuff, Jack. A lot of exciting stuff going on with Prosperity. If you guys haven't been incorporating them into your day-to-day, stuff and into your portfolio, learn about it. You will not regret it. Let's stick with the main ones to keep things simple. We got Prosperity, we got America, we got Aetna, AIG, all the other great options that we have, outside of those, but the thing is, let's focus on what makes us the most money. Let's focus on how we can help the most people. Jack has imparted some wisdom on us and from the carrier side, so we can understand our business better and how we can better incorporate all that. Yoel, thank you for sharing about the social media stuff.
It was all Casey.
Thank you for plagiarizing all of Casey's stuff and taking credit for it.
He's trending his stuff.
Exactly.
And thank you, Terrence, for the smooth dance moves and just for you guys posting, for all you guys just going out there and sharing about your business and just taking ownership over what you guys do. So for all of us, we're all here trying to figure it out the same way as you guys, so just continue to take it step by step, continue to focus on, what's important in your business. And if it's something that scares you a little bit, based off of everything we just talked about, just do it. Just try it. See what's the worst that could happen.
It's not going to kill you.
It's not going to kill you. Yeah. So appreciate your time, Jack. And looking forward to
pleasure,
dinner.
man.
Thank you for coming out and visiting us. Make sure you guys go say hi to Jack when you guys see him next time. He's one of our favorites. So we'll see you guys soon. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Let's go out there and be elite, guys.